Alright, so Bless Me in the story Bless Me Ultima chapter 9. The setting takes place in pages 70 to 71 in a dream in Rosie's house. And Antonio faces a conflict, a moral conflict, because as he stated, no, I shouted in my dream, I cannot enter, I cannot think those thoughts. I am to be a priest. So he's he's taking a moral conflict because he's going against himself because he doesn't want to enter the Rosie's house because so much temptation is in there. A young woman laughed gaily. She bowed, and the soft flesh of her breasts hung loose and curved like cow udders. The temptation was the women. And then later his family says, even priests are man, Leon smiled, and every man is delivered of woman and must be fulfilled by a woman. And he entered. So he enters because the audience is like telling him it's okay, and Andrew, his brother, tells him, Andrew, I beg, to the last figure, do not enter. Andrew laughed. He paused at the gaily lit door and said, I will make a deal with you, my little brother. I will wait and not enter until you lose your innocence. But innocence is forever, I cried. You are innocent when you do not know, my mother cried. But already you know too much about the flesh and blood of the Marias family. So the purpose of this dream is for his mom to tell him that he's not innocent anymore because he already knows so much. He's learned too much and he's too young, but he already lost his innocence. And as the priest is trying to help him understand, he says, you are innocent until you understand, the priest of the church said, and you will understand good and evil when the communion is placed in your mouth and God fills your body. So that right there, what the priest said, has a biblical parallel, and a parallel to the religious sacrament of Catholicism, which is the first Holy Communion, and that cleanses your body. And the method of symbolism in this dream is that it symbolizes a magical realism because he is dreaming about the future and what happens in the future, which is a method of foreshadowing, because what is being stated in this dream happens, which it leads to event later on in the story. And the sensory details in this dream were when he was describing the woman as young woman laughed, she bowed, and the soft flesh of her breasts hung loose and curved like cow udders, were forms of sight, because that's what he was seeing. He was describing what he was seeing and what he was hearing, because he was hearing her laugh and tempting him to go in. And that was the point of this dream, was a symbol of magical realism to show how magical realism is affected in this dream, because he is seeing to the future.